All right. Let's see. Are we up? Okay. Oh, that looks decent. And are we good? Okay. And there we go. A little bit of latency, but meh. All right. Hey there, everyone. BitBitPat789 here. And we're back today with a bit more GregTech. So, we finally have some decent storage, which is so nice. Uh, and because we're now good on storage and everything, it is time to actually start setting up a bunch of, you know, everything really. So I have a few different things I want to do. First and foremost, tank. Yes. So we have wooden tanks and we have steel tanks. And that's it. So we're definitely going to want to invest in steel tanks. However, these things are expensive. These things are really expensive. Um, so just looking at it, we're going to need 13 sets of the steel casings. Each steel casing is going to take, or each set is going to take a minimum of, what is that? 2 plus another 6, so 8. So yeah, 8 times 13. We're looking at, what is that? 102, I think. Is that's 88, 96. Oh, 104. Yeah, I can do math. Yeah, so 104. Uh, yeah, we basically need 2 stacks of steel. Yeah, we don't have 2 stacks of steel. And that's for one tank. We're gonna want multiple. So, iron. I specifically want to figure out a way to mass produce iron like we can aluminum, because I think that's going to be pretty crucial moving forward. So, let's take a look. There's a lot of things we can smelt to get this. So I feel confident we can find something. Obviously, we can do that. We can compress the nuggets. There's that. And there's always ore byproducts, which is going to be a bunch of those. Okay. Uh, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find iron dust and look at it. I think that's our best shot. Centrifuged, the smaller variants pulverize a number of things. Generally speaking, these are going to be made out of the iron, though. So, meh. Electrolyzer, pyrite dust, ferrolicite, amethyst, olivine, banded iron, iron chloride, copyright, obsidian. Ooh, this one actually might be worth keeping around to look at later. Magnetite, chromite, tetrahedrite, nickel zinc ferrite, bornite, almandine, and oh, hey, we can electrolyze 20 almandine for 3 iron. That's fun. All right, centrifuge. We can centrifuge sand for a chance, or sorry, red sand for a chance of getting iron dust. That could be worth looking into. Obviously, magnetic, purified, brown lemonites. Right. Invert and alloy. That's it. Okay, ore washer. Yeah, fair. And that appears to be it. For at least these. Let's see. Do these have anything special? Nothing there. Electromagnetic separator. Nickel tin. Banded. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so nothing. Pulverization. As per usual, is just everything. So nothing. Now, how about the tiny then? Can pulverize a nugget, rail, bars, screw, bolt. Oh, we can pulverize a wooden crate? Oh, it takes iron screws. That makes sense. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. That. Iron from Ledost. Tiny. Okay. So centrifuge. Do we have anything? Slurries, or all the different slurries. All right, ore washer. We can wash a number of different ores. Doesn't look like there's anything there. Thermal centrifuge doesn't help. Okay, so we have obsidian dust and we have a red sand. Now, one last thing I want to look at is I thought there was something we could do with gravel, I want to say, was it? Forge hammer can turn it into sand. Mixer, we can get all the different concrete powders. Sifter, get flint. Pulverized stone dust with a chance of flint. No, wait, maybe it was stone dust that I was thinking of. Right, obviously can be mixed into various things. Compressor, centrifuge. Quartzite, potassium, feldspar, marble, isodolite. Metal mixture. Here it is. And then metal mixtures can be centrifuged into banded iron, bauxite, going to be aluminum. Don't really need that to be fair. Pyrolusite, interesting. Barite, illuminite, and chromite. Generally speaking, what are these going to give us? Manganese. Okay, that might be something worth looking into. But for now, let's check out these. How can we get obsidian? Not a lot of ways. Perlite dust. Doesn't even look like there's a way to get it. Huh. Interesting. Tiny obsidian? Nothing. Small obsidian? Nothing. Okay, so obsidian just isn't gonna work. Red sand. Any kind of sandstone, it seems. We can compress. We can assemble smooth red sandstone into normal red sandstone. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help either. In other words, yeah, we need to go for the banded iron, which is going to be using stone dust. So, stone dust is going to go into a centrifuge, which will then give us a tiny pile of metal mixture, which then needs to go into a packager. Yes, normal metal mixture, which we can then use. Huh, the brown dye. Interesting. All right, well, can then use that inside of another centrifuge. Oh, right, second centrifuge, in order to get small pile of banded iron. Certainly a little bit more of a pain than I would like necessarily, but oh, oh, that's EV. Well, that's not happening. Guess we'll just stick to good old-fashioned duplication glitch for now. speaking of, shall we? Yeah, we're probably just gonna end up running a bunch of duplication glitches to get this, just because we really do not have a lot of. Oh wait, no 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 no. Sorry. These are supposed to be doors. Don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, we don't have a lot of ore, right? Like, I mean, looking at, all right, we have like a stack and a half of iron ore, which I guess is a decent amount now that I think about it. All right, iron dust will come from iron ore, nickel, tin, technically, chromite, garnerite, magnetites. That would be the other one that we might have. Magnet, magnetite is vanadium magnetite, but we can't necessarily trust it. We need to save the vanadium from it. We do have a little bit of magnetite. All right, you know what? It's fine. Let's save a stack just in case if we ever absolutely have to use a dupe glitch for whatever reason. But for now, I'll play nice. I won't duplicate. I won't dupe it all. And yeah, so let's get this going then. Because we could really. Oh, no, 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 no. We already have things in here. No. Oh, wow, that's taking a while. Didn't realize that would take so long. Huh. All right. Guess we can go ahead, throw in those, and then we have some crushed magnetite. Still, all things considered, I think this is going fairly decently. All right, so if we can't set up a bunch of iron production, then, hmm, let's go check on our mine. Been a little while. I'd love to have some like speed boots or something. No thanks. See ya. I don't wanna be ya. All right. There. Oh, quantum suit technically can. Guess we won't be getting speed upgrades anytime soon. Then, shall we check? Advanced miners done. Nice. Oh yeah. Look at all those ores. Let's keep this thing running, right? I think that makes sense. So yeah, grab you, grab you. I know we are technically wasting a little bit, but let's be real. We have so much benzene, it does not even matter. Uh, oh, I am not going to forget this time. All right, let's quickly just make a thing of sandstone. Sorry, but I am not risking that. Okay, let's see. So where to next? Well, I mean, I'm complaining about iron, so let's maybe try that. Iron, right there. Let's also go ahead and just while I'm here, unchunk load this area because there's no point in having it chunk loaded now. Oh, there's some iron here as well. I'm gonna get the stuff closer to my base for now, but we'll definitely have to swing back around. All right. Grab all of these. Oh, actually, hold up. How much is left? It looks like I've already mined a good bit of it. Oh yeah, there's still a good bit. We're good. All right, so no clue. Hey, there you are. Oh, I forgot my aluminum sword. Oops. Ah, well. Chainsaw time. Yeah, I have no clue why I just started spam clicking. Where is the center is the question. There. Let's see. Oh, wow, I'm way off center, aren't I? There, there, here, here. So this block is considered the center. Works for me. So let's see. Minor, chest, storage. Actually, how are we doing on that? Yeah, we're about halfway full. Energy acceptor, Fluix cable, copper cables. There, into the turbine, there, and where's my screwdriver? That's a file. Screwdriver. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. Okay, so mine is going again. That's good. Right, we can throw, I guess, you, you back in. All right, and you. And then these can go into there. Nice. So, well, next, let's think about, huh, should we set up an automated circuit? It might be worthwhile. The big thing I'm concerned about is going to be silver. How much silver do we have? That's something I probably should have checked. Yeah, we're actually, well, I guess we have these. See, let's see how much these turn into. All right, we have a little bit at least. Still, could definitely use some more. Especially if we're going to be building a bunch of other ME circuits. Let's see. In terms of this, we are kind of just holding off here and on progressing into HV until we get a little bit better situated. Here, multi-channel pipes. Let's actually read this. Oh, right. Quadruple pipes, saplings. That's what we should deal with. Okay, we have such an abundance of saplings, we have to do something with them. We have to. So we have biomass, plant balls, sticks, and wood pulp. Can sticks be used for literally anything? Longwood stick, we can turn them into more wood pulp. We can assemble them into like banners and whatnot, but Short wood sticks can be turned into screws, matches, pulverized into tiny pile of wood pulp. Okay, so we could do this if we just wanted an absurd amount of wood pulp. Uh, Not sure that's necessary though, given how much we can just get almost instantaneously by just feeding off the reserves that are in the generator room. So instead, biomass, plant ball. Plant ball can be pulverized into biochaff, which can then be turned into biomass or bacteria, be turned into dirt, which is something, be pyrolyzed into biomass or fermented biomass. Fair enough. This requires a clean room, so that's not happening. Let's see. Fermented biomass can give us methane and fertilizer. CO2, ammonia, methanol, ethanol, water, acetic acid. Okay, so this actually has some potential uses. But what would I use methane for? Hydrogen, carbon. Okay. Free carbon is always going to be good, but hydrochloric acid and chloroform, that needs chlorine. Make CO2. Yeah, so we can make CO2 basically here, which is used to make a couple of different of these. Well, we can use it to make ethylene, carbon monoxide, methanol, acetic acid. Let me grab my sword before I forget again. Okay, all right, what can we use biomass for here? I think we've already been through this a few times now. Use it to get ethanol. We can ferment it into fermented biomass. Bacterial sludge requires a clean room. Or we can just burn it. Right, so fermented biomass and ethanol. Ethanol is basically a combustion fuel. Can be used to create biodiesel, which is something, or ethylene. Dilute sulfuric acid can be distilled into normal sulfuric acid. At a slight loss, actually. Interesting. Huh. Still, I mean, that gives us sulfuric acid, I suppose. So long as we can. Oh, where was it? Last one. Ethanol, right. Yeah, we need ethanol and sulfuric acid. Never mind. That's just a net loss. Um, okay, so ethanol might not be the way to go. So it's the way that they recommended. Huh. You go from 4.33 oil, making 6 diesel to 5 oil, making, wait, 5 oil plus 0.04 heavy oil to making 6 diesel. Oh, wow, interesting. Station tower, locking, lose more energy than what the byproducts are worth. Prioritize placing down more machines over overclocking the recipes. Less energy loss. Is burned in a combustion generator. Generally more efficient, but more demanding. Take the oil routes. Infrastructure. Choice is yours. Right. The issue is we're running like a hybrid setup. Uh, okay. So I saw we could make dirts. Anything we can do with that? Let's see. Dirt can be used for those. Can be mixed into coarse dirt or fertilizer. If I had wood pulp and sand. Centrifuge can turn it into sand, tiny pile, clay dust, or plant ball. Or I can extract bones, which are then used for very little. Okay, what do I do? Right, we make ethanol. Ethanol would have to go into here. Point we need also to make sulfuric acid, getting diluted sulfuric acid. The issue here is that this sulfuric acid trade is not even, as this is 60 to 40. Right, so we're losing 20 each iteration. Which means we have to be able to make additional. And that's not as easy as it sounds. Sulfuric acid, none of those are going to help. Water, sulfur trioxide, or hydrogen sulfide. Make sulfuric acid. Uh, but I don't think that helps us here. And obviously we don't have a nitration mixture. Okay, hydrogen sulfide goes, right, hydrogen and sulfur, of course. And then that's going to be the byproduct of all the different oils. Natural gas. Another natural gas deposit. Interesting. All right. Uh, hmm. I just don't know. I feel like fermented biomass is going to be the way to go because it does give us quite a few different options for things to use here, right? The issue is I just am not entirely sure what the best thing for us to go with is. Acetic acid can be made of ethane, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. Oh, interesting. Ethane, CO2, hydrogen can also be turned into, and that needs sulfuric acid. Ethylene, acetic acid, and oxygen can create water and vinyl acetates. Acetic acid and calcite give us a couple of different things. Methanol and that gives us methyl acetates. Oxygen and acetic acid gives us, oh wait, and the calcium gives us that. And then there's always quicklime. This looks like the best option. Vinyl acetates can then be turned into polyvinyl acetates, which can then be used to make glue. It makes glue. Oh, that is not worth it. All right. What else do we have? I'm sorry. I know this is boring, but it does not make a lot of sense to build up infrastructure for something that, well, we don't know what we're building, unfortunately. Uh, let's see. This always gives us fertilizer regardless and is all the same in terms of energy. CO2, ammonia, methanol, ethanol, water. Let's see. What does methanol do for us? Gives us carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, water, uh, chloromethane, hydrochloric acid, acetic, and that gives us the methanol acetates. Ammonia and methanol can give us uh, dimethyl dime dimethylamine dimethylamine. Okay, dimethylamine. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let's see. Oh, carbon monoxide can give us acetic acid. That's actually something. Not sure we want unlimited amounts of it, but it's something. Methanol, hydrochloric acid, glycerol, biodiesel, and one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Also, this is HV, so yeah. Uh, what is this used for? It's used for that. Okay. Methanol. What else? Acetic acid can be used to create ethane, CO2, hydrogen. Uh, it can be used to make those. Oxygen, acetic acid, and ethane give us that. Oh wait, I've already been through this. Yeah, fermented biomass. All right, what does methane do for us? Carbon. Free carbon, I suppose. You know what? Maybe this is just what we do, right? Short, sweet, simple, free carbon. Except we already have unlimited amounts of charcoal. Okay, so that does nothing. Um, Graphene, maybe? Yeah, that's HV, EV. Necessary for resistors, but we could go ahead and get these turned into raw carbon fibers, actually. Let's see. Yeah, because we have the polyethylene. Okay, hold up. Oxy resin sheet, chemical reactor for nano CPU that requires a clean room. Compressor, carbon fiber mesh needed for duct tape. That sounds about right. Uh, that sounds about right. So let's see, we can also compress into carbon fiber plates. That's EV tier, so no. Solar panels could be helpful. This needs night vision goggles. That's HV tier, so nanosuits not happening. Silicone wafers, we're fine with. We're going to be getting those. Solar panels. Hmm, not a bad idea. I do have to say. It's just more free energy, though. We're fine on energy. Let's see. All right. Maybe we turn it into duct tape. I don't know. I don't just need unlimited amounts of this. I mean, that's what my tools are for, and I don't use half of them for anything else anyway. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Right. Uh, it's not bad. It really isn't. The issue is there's not much I can do with it after the fact, other than this. And this is these carbon fiber plates. No point. I can't make like, you know, I can only make one thing here. All right, is carbon used for anything else? Literally anything else? Carbon dust, asphalts, graphene, tungsten carbide. That's EV though, and gunpowder. Packager, no. Assembler, resistors, of course. Autoclave gives us the carbon fibers, blast furnace. It is technically, it can be used for silicone. Always good, but hardly necessary. Does give us a bit of carbon monoxide though, interestingly enough. Uh, Raw iron rutile, using whatever that thing is. We can use it to make carbon monoxide. What's right. Oh, H feet here. We can use it to make blaze powder. Methanol. That's what I'm trying to get away from. Tetrachloride. Acetic acid. We can, if we have a source of calcium, we can make calcite. That actually might be decent. And of course methane. Calcium. How do we get calcium? It's an ore. Oh. But we can electrolyze bone meal. Okay. Hold up. Growth medium, right. Chemical reactor. Fertilizer, right. Calcite. What is calcite needed for? Concrete is necessary with salt to make soda ash and sodium and the calcium chloride electrolyzer. Of course, that's what we just used to make it. Fertilizers, acetic acid gives us carbon dioxide, calcium acetate. I don't know if any of this is necessary. Oh, I feel like I'm just spinning in circles. But there has to be something I can use this for. I just don't know what. Biochaff, used for a couple of different things. Okay, you know what? I need to actually do something. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to go sapling. Uh, where was it? Yeah, so we're gonna go sapling into compressor, into plant ball to be pulverized into biochaff. And we're just going to start stockpiling biochaff. It really condenses it down because it'll take 16 saplings for one biochaff. So, I mean, cutting the number of saplings we have by 16 would be actually great. Uh, so yeah, let's do that. We're going to need a compressor. We're going to need a macerator. Macerator. That's going to need two circuits, the hull, those. All right, so let's get motors first. We're going to need two motors for this. And then for the compressor, we're going to need pistons. Which is just the same old recipe. Okay, so do we actually have any of these? Macerator? No. Compressor? No. All right, piston. Nope. That's fine though. We can grab a little bit. Our wood supplies. How much redstone do we have? Not a ton, to be fair. And we'll need a little bit of iron. That's fine. Then that's gonna be the pistons. Going to need two. Oh, might help to have the cobble. There, there, and there. You know what? I'm going to batch craft these. Right? We're just going to make a bunch because there's no telling when I'm gonna need more. Boom. 21. I kind of expected more. All right. Let's see. Well, we need two right now. Then let's actually grab the LV compressor and macerator. Compressor, macerator. Okay, so oh, oh, so I don't need the pistons then. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so for the compressor, we're gonna need two circuits, the hull, and the two pistons. So we're gonna need four motors here, three of which go into pistons. All right, we can do that. Four motors. I want to start batch crafting though. So we're just going to make a stack of motors here. We need three per two, which means if we want uh, a stack of motors, then we're going to need a stack and a half of iron, I think. Then we're going to need a bit of copper. We need two copper for each motor, which means we're going to need two stacks of copper. That might be a minor problem. Um, all right. And then for tin, we're just gonna need a stack of tin. Straight up. Da, 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 da. Which I do not actually see. Oh, here. Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna need a stack of tin basically. Which this is obviously not even close to a stack, but it's something. There. Oh, did not mean to do that. There, there, there. Oh, and there. Okay, 45. That's actually more than I expected. Still not enough, but, more than I expected. And we have plenty of cassiterite over here. Hopefully some copper as well. Yeah, so we can just smelt a stack of that. I'll also go ahead and smelt down a stack of that. No copper, though. That's a bit concerning. Um, hey, you're done, though. So let's continue. Have you working. I definitely want to try and get through all of my crushed variants. Right. Copper dust, tin dust, pyrite dust. In order of importance, I suppose. Considerite goes there. All right. So that is going to be a lot of motors. Let's figure out. Oh, right. Yes. We should be making a bunch of steel. Slowly but surely, but we are. That steel is definitely going to be poured into this, though, not into a tank. So how many did we need? We needed three, right? We need 6 steel per piston, which means we're going to need, for 3 pistons, 18 steel, alongside another 8 for each of the hulls is going to be another 24, 24, and 18, 42. All right, works for me. So let's see, those two, then another 2 get turned into those get to that. The rest are turned into plates. Lathe, you're going to be this one, and then alloy schmelter. Uh, gear. Small gear mold. All right, there's the small gears, there's the steel rods, and that's enough to at least get us started. Okay, so there are the components for the pistons. I know I ought to be batch crafting. We don't have the steel for it. Uh, then, okay, so then we're just going to need a bunch of tin wires for this, and we'll be good. With this, we're just going to need some tin wires, and then we'll be good. All right, works for me. Oh, here's a good question. Do any of these actually need compressors ULV? So we're fine there. And this is also ULV. Oh, wow. So that's like nothing. Huh. Interesting. That's going to take up such little power. Hmm. Definitely going to be sticking it in there, I think, just because of the absurdly tiny amount of power that it's going to take. Given the greenhouse is not going to be running 24/7, it can probably siphon off of that for now. Let's go make sure our cables are set up for that, though. Uh, okay. Well, given we don't have cables at the moment, I would say they're probably not. Um, so we'll probably have some form of cabling going. Okay, you know what? We're gonna put it right here for now. We're just gonna throw down a couple of cables and call it good. And we're gonna reorganize this whenever we bring in the other. Right. That makes sense to me. See, do we have a crate that we can put things in? We do not. Do we have aluminum crates? Yes, we do. Haha, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So, let's make a bunch of them. Oh, wait, is it gonna be? Yes, it is. Half to there, half to here. All right. There. We're gonna do that, that, and that. There, there. I think I slightly overestimated. Oh yeah, I definitely messed this up. I needed enough for 3, not for 2. What am I doing? All right. Well, these ought to be done. Yes, they are. And that's enough steel to slightly rectify our slight mishap. Okay. So we still need more copper though, which means Cal copyright is probably the next thing to go into here. Just as soon as all of this is done, of course. Yeah, actually, on that note, let's throw you in there for now. And we're just going to get that tin turned into that. Because we're definitely going to be using all of it. Uh, oh, right. We needed how much? Right, we needed a stack of tin, right? So let's take a stack of 10. We'll take out 16 because obviously, and there we go. May as well just get it going. See the lathe. Yes. That's going to take a little while. These can go to the compressor? No, forge hammer. And there's those. Okay, what did I need for... Oh, hey, super chest. Okay, we need a 1. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, so this ought to be 2 stacks of those. The copper obviously needs to all be cabled. And then these need to go in there whenever the lathe is done. Okay. Hey, we're making actual progress. Hmm. And we're gonna have motors for days after this. We're gonna be golden in terms of motors and in terms of circuits. And on that note, I kind of want to throw on another stack of circuits, right? So we're gonna need 32 circuit boards for that. We're gonna need what, another red alloy. That was the thing that was holding us back before, and still is. We have the redstone, we don't have the copper that we're not about to use. So let's get another set of those batch crafted, I think. Whenever that hits a stack, I'll grab it. Okay, how are we looking over here? That's a good chunk of copper. Still definitely do more though. Let's see. Siderite, iron, and then plenty of stone. And a good chunk of sulfur. Hmm. Alright, steel. We're gonna need another 2 for gears. We're gonna need another 1 for a lathe. In a bit. Steel here. Alright. Yeah, it's just kind of waiting at this point. So there's all those. There's those. Let's see, we're gonna need a stack of the iron rods, right? Yeah, a stack of them are gonna have to be polarized. So we can throw those in there. Hopefully we're not running too many machines. Uh, Yes, we can get this copper smelted. I think we're still gonna need more though. Let's go check the miner. I'm like 99% sure we have some more over here. Oh wow, we actually have a good bit of redstone. Nice. There's some cal copyright, Galena, Ruby. Yeah, I guess let's grab that cal copyright, unless if, yeah. Might need to go uh grab some more copper soon though, because we only have like what was that? Another stack and a half or so of copper related things? Copper materials? Copper ores. Wow, what am I saying? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and just probably put both of these into there. All right, I guess while that's going, let's start thinking about design, right? These stone walls are okay, but we can do so much better. And I mean, we have literally nothing else to do. So, that also helps. So let's figure out some flooring, I think. What would be good for the floors? And maybe not that. Here, let's panel, hollow, plus single panel, hollow, plus. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be the floor. Oh, that's cool. It's a rotating thing. We have that, right, right, right. That doesn't look horrible. No, no. Dense doesn't look the worst in the world. I could probably get behind ornates. Let's see. How does this look? No, I feel like that would just make my head spin. Yeah, that's just gonna make my head spin. What else? No, no, no. Uh-uh. Trodden. Don't think so. Cuts. Circular. There's not really anything good, is there? Let's see how dent looks. You know what? I actually think I could get behind that. Let's try this. All right, I'm just going to do like a section of the factory floor just so I can see. Okay, there, and building gadget. So, okay, that's going to work. Ow, ow. Oh, what am I doing? Oh no. All right, ran out. Dents. All right. Okay, so you can definitely tell. Actually, hold up. I actually think I kind of like the look of having that little border better. So let's do that. I'll just throw some cobblestone under here for now. Oop, did not mean to do that. Oh, hey, tin wires are done. Let's get the copper started then. There's the iron rods done. Love to see it. Now that all the tin is done, we can do this. Oh, we're definitely going to need more rubber though. Oh, wow, we're going to need more rubber. Uh, okay, we actually might have enough. If we have 9K in there, and we have another 1.2K over there, plus the 8K that was in here, we might have enough. All right. You know what? I actually think I kind of like this, especially with that border around the machines. I think this is going to look pretty cool. All right, I'm down. Let's do it. Let us begin to build the factory. One block at a time. Oop. Yeah, works for me. All right, then do this, 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 and then grab all of these. All right. Well, at least we're not going to be lacking the cobblestone, which makes sense given we're literally just replacing the floors. All right. Ba ba ba. There, dent. That should be enough, I hope. There, 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 and there. Okay, nice. This already looks so much better. Yeah, I should have done this a while ago. Okay, definitely need to be careful here. No, 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 no. Ooh. That is always terrifying. That is always terrifying anytime I have to work with the lava. I know it can't get me over here. Like it can't get to me, but that doesn't make it any less terrifying. I've had far too many bad experiences with lava. Ooh, I'm not sure how this chest is going to look. We're definitely going to need to test that out. There. Okay, that's not a steam pipe, so we're good. Ow. Trying to avoid the steam pipe, and I still managed to hit the thing. Alright, we can't get to it, but for once, I'm going to be okay with losing that cobblestone, given it's cobblestone. We have so much of the stuff that I'm not sure it's going to matter. Whoop. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's see. Do this here. We're definitely going to have to come up with a better solution for the walls. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. All right. So how are you going to look? Yeah, we may end up changing the columns to something else. Not sure yet. Not sure. Oh yeah, this is going to look so much better though. Note to self, actually build whenever I'm, working. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. We just have a piece of cobble right there. Grab that. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. And I believe we ought to have, yeah, all right, so we ran out of that first. Fair enough. Totally fair. Uh, barrel, no, drum. Benzene, steam, nitrogen. Hmm. Oh wait, right, I have a drum here. Still, probably need to get those sorted sooner rather than later. So there's that. Grab you. We are probably still going to need a little bit more though. Does this work? Yes, it does. Okay. So, yeah, let's get a bit more of raw resin. Resin. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. All right, it's like, where is this? I know I have it somewhere. And there is the first stack of tin cables. Nice. All right, we'll get this flooring done, then we can. Oh, actually, let's look back into this. We have a little bit more copper, and we're done. Okay, now I can throw in the extra cal copyrights, and we're going to be looking a lot better. No, 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 no. Undo, undo, undo. Oh, what do you mean invalid block? Why is it doing that? Stop it. Stop it now. Fine. We're going to manually put those in, I suppose. Ow, ow. Put that up there. Okay, looks like everything still has energy. Hopefully that didn't disrupt anything. Uh, while I'm thinking about it, let's enable you. Probably need to drain wood tar before we run out of steam again. Yeah. Hmm. I wonder how close we were. Probably pretty if it hadn't already have stopped. If I had to guess. All right. There, 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 and there. That is one too high. Yes, this is looking so much nicer. All right, all right, all right. Let's go ahead. All right. I'm actually going to go ahead and replace the flooring for this because I know we're going to be using it at some point, probably sooner than later. So we just go ahead and carefully remove all of these. No, no. You go there. You go there. Wrench. Where's my wrench? Oh, and that's why we always keep a battery buffer. Yikes. Okay, there. Remove all of these. Make sure we're a decent enough distance away. All right. There and there. This. Oop, did not mean to do that. Ow. Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. Okay, let's begin to do this. That's all going to be wall. Let's grab a little bit more, because this is going to be a bit more than before. Oop, there and there. And grab you. Trying to be careful here. Okay, these wires do not work well with most things, I have noticed. All right, still, I think that is it. Obviously, it looks kind of weird now, but it's going to look a lot better whenever we actually turn this into the room. Now, one room remains. All right. So, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention over here, especially given that this is our power grid. So if this thing goes down, yeah, we're toast. But even more than that, this should already be laid out, right? Like the ovens ought to mirror each other, like so. We're gonna have that. I'm actually gonna leave stone, mostly because I don't feel like dealing with trying to get back there. Obviously, this. Oop, apparently didn't have anything underneath it. Good to know. But this is all going to be kind of the main walkway out. Have that. And then over here, we're going to have another one of those here, right? So we're going to account for that. I'm going to assume that this advanced steam turbine is going to remain here for now, and that this is going to be powering the both of them. Kind of unrealistic, but for now, that's going to be good. Uh, so we're going to have something like this. And really like this, right? I think so. Nah. Oh. Okay, slow it down. Slow it down. Stop it. Stop it now. Ah, I'm telling you, it just does not work right for whatever reason. Ah, all right. Let's do these. These will work. All right. This is where this is going to go. We don't even need the cobble anymore because this is going to be our new layouts. And we can do. Oh, all right. So we're going to have obviously that there. This is going to go here. And then we're going to have that. I like it. I think I like that a lot. Oop, and I need one more right there. Okay, so next is going to be, well, hopefully we actually have enough copper so we can make these motors now. But next will be the walls for sure. Copyrights. Yeah, the two piles of copper dust plus the copper we already have ought to be enough here. I sincerely hope. Oh yeah, yeah, we're good. Just one more set. Okay. Also, let me put down these torches again for bad things spawn. Ba, 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 ba. Definitely missing a torch somewhere, but I have no clue where. Probably in here. Oh yeah, definitely in here. Uh, okay, yeah, that is slightly concerning. Luckily I should have a couple of torches. Yes, okay. So one more down there. Throw a couple just around here. Make sure there's some back over there. I'm sorry, I really do not want anything to be blown up. I have already came really close to it blowing up before, thanks to the creepers. Do not want to repeat that ever again. All right, there's the first stack of copper wires. Probably should have had that going this entire time, to be completely fair. But that's neither here nor there. Uh, let's see. So there's another. So we have the iron rods. See, so we have the iron rods. We have no, wait, yeah, we need a little bit more. That should be enough. Speaking of, all right. Ba, 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 ba. Yep, and then this will be the second stack of wires needed. Then, where, there. All right, magnetic iron rods. And then it's just going to be a matter of grabbing all of the copper cabling. Once that's filled out, then we have everything we need for the motors. Yep, we don't have any motors currently. All right, there's number two. And it looks like we're pretty much done with the tin cables as well. Copper wires, tin cables. We also need a diamond. We have those. We have the circuits. Let's go ahead and make these, I guess. No, we need the motors. Ah, lathe. I need two more steel rods. Wonder where those went. Oh, I just never made them. That seems about right. That adds up, eh? All right. So we are getting a decent amount of cal copyrights. Let's use all this new copper to get the red alloy that we need. All right. That should just take a few seconds. Ah, hmm. See to the alloy smelter, and then stack of redstone. All right. One more piece of copper ought to do it. Just, to ensure that we have an even amount. We can throw you in there, grab you. So, something that I've been wanting to do is getting back into Mind Fantasy, right? Well, I say getting back into a Mind Fantasy series. I feel like that would be kind of interesting, but I'm not sure how many of y'all would be interested in such a thing. Uh, I'm gonna do it regardless, to be fair, right? Like, I'm just streaming so I can stream, and so I I don't know. You know, why not? It's just kind of a why not. Uh, Minus the times where you are, in a public place and you don't actually you want to play, but then you can't really because you promised that you weren't going to do anything off camera. But that aside, hey, first set's done. Love to see it. Grab the next set. And all of that's going to go into circuits. Oh, the pain. Uh, but yeah. Now, one thing I am holding off on is Mind Fantasy Reforged Extras, MFREX. Uh, it is the add-on. It's kind of the really only at this point add-on for Mind Fantasy, and it adds a bunch of compatibility with things such as better with mods. I know this because I'm the guy who made it, and yes, I know work is going slow, but I'm kind of waiting on getting that into a state where it's a little bit more functional. So then I can also throw in things like better with mods to play alongside Mind Fantasy, because I think that would be so much fun. right? Having just sort of this medieval world of sorts. I'd like to get ancient warfare in there. I think that would fit so well, but the amount of work that is going to take is kind of absurd. Oh, I should have removed those a while ago. Oops. Like, not worth it amounts of absurd, unfortunately. Oh, we're gonna need more soldering alloy, aren't we? We can do that. We're gonna need tin, lead, antimony. I know we have antimony. We ought to have lead at this point. Lead, yeah, we'll just need to turn it into some dust. That's not a problem. Antimony is easy. Tin. How much of that do we have left? 6 tin dust. Go figure. Isn't that the second time that's happened? Huh. All right. Go ahead and grab the lead dust necessary. Thank you. Oh, and I think we needed a 6 for this. Da, 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 da. 6. Please tell me it's 6. It is not 6. It's a 3. I apparently cannot remember numbers. Which, yeah, I generally struggle to remember numbers. So, you know, that lines up. I think that's about all we can do at the moment. Get this extracted. And there we go. Can finally batch craft some motors. Love to see it. There, there, there. I know I could just, do the autofill, but I wanted it to do it myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are going to have motors for quite some time. And now we actually need a little bit more tin. Oh, why did I not think of that? All right, we have some tin cables here. Not going to be enough, but it's something. Luckily, we don't need all that many more, so. And this will actually be enough to at least clean out my inventory a little bit. There, 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 and there. LV electric pistons, done. Those 3 did not, I did not mean to make. But anyway, yeah. So I am going to be eventually trying to do another Mind Fantasy series with the mod, right? So if anyone has any recommendations for mods that would work well alongside Mind Fantasy for just kind of a casual playthrough, not really a tutorial like before, just me more playing around, right? I'm not really going to be learning a lot of mods. Well, better with mods slash better with add-ons. I'm going to be learning some things out of it, but generally speaking, I am decently versed in most of the mods that I'd be using. So yeah, but if there's anything in particular you want to see with that, let me know. Right? I think that there's a lot that could be done here, and especially if you think that there's a mod that would work really well with Mind Fantasy, if this little thing were maybe tweaked that can't really be done via Craft Tweaker, you kind of need its own mod. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm wanting to do. So that's the entire, that's half of, anyway, the point of Mind Fantasy Extras is to be able to do that. The other half is to add in other things like new types of food and whatnot, just because I think it, you know, it makes sense to an extent. Uh, bu- 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 but anyway, what was I doing? Oh, right. Resistors. Resistors and vacuum tubes. All right. There, 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 there. Throw in all of the new soldering alloy. I think we're still going to need some more, but you know what? For now, we're good. And that should be all of the tin that we need. Oh, wait, these are still casings. Never mind. Let me go grab my polyethylene. Yeah, at the moment, ah, I'm trying to remember what was my list of mods. There's some obvious ones like obviously better with mods, given I just said it. Electro Blob's Wizardry, absolutely going to be in there. It's alongside Ancient Spellcraft, right? And those are the two that are for sure going to go in there. I need to look into some of the other add-ons and whatnot before deciding much beyond that. But yeah, things like Arcane Apprentices is actually one I'm a little less versed in that I'm considering doing. Um, not sure we're gonna make that. Uh, but yeah, no, I don't know. I know I'm just kind of talking, but there's a lot that I want to do here. So I'm just looking for mods, not only for the series, but also just, to work with MFREX because I would love to have a lot of compatibility across a wide spectrum of different mods for Mind Fantasy. I think that it works really well in that regard. Right? Animania. That's actually going to be one we're going to be playing with. I know it's a very hit or miss for a lot of people. The biggest reason I actually just about the only reason I stick with it nowadays is be as compared to other mods that, add in slightly more realistic animal tending is going to be because it gives you male and female animals as opposed to just the one sort of genderless animal. I That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, yeah, that's my reasoning there. Oh, and we're gonna need a bit more of this. Go figure. Lead, antimony. Yeah, might need to figure out something else to use with the antimony at this point, right? There, there. These are gonna definitely have to be macerated though. There and there. How are we doing? All right, we're a little over halfway through. There's the tin dust. There's the lead dust. So, anyway, that whole rant out of the way. Uh, yeah, just let me know. Okay, there. Here's a few more tin wires. We have rubber here. There's the soldering alloy. Oh, we are gonna be cutting it close. Oh, oh right, you have rubber still. Eh, stick it there for now. Oop, can we get one more? Yes, we can. Oh wow, we can actually get one more, I think. There we go. And that, hopefully, will be enough to actually see it through. Hopefully, anyway. Da, 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 da. All right. Needed. Okay. Now we just need some circuits. Circuits. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, and a diamond. Diamond. I actually have enough. I ought to probably make myself some diamond armor at this point. But we're so close to nano. How could I possibly do that? Uh, all right. There, there. What am I doing? Should be there, there. Motors there, circuits there, and there. And I think I messed up something. Those two backwards? No. Oh, wait. These, those. Oh, no. Circuits at the bottom. This over here. All right. There's a macerator. And then actually check the recipe. Why did I make three machine hulls? And a compressor. Nice. Well, I guess we have a spare one of those now. And we made it with four to go. All right, new stack of circuits. Let's go. Oh, red alloy also ought to be. Oh, wait, right. We already finished it. Okay. So now we're going to need some cobalt pipes. Then do we have a conveyor, right? Conveyor. Yes, we do. Nice. And plenty of item filters. That is what I love to see. So just to double check again, sapling goes to compressor to plant ball. Compressor gets pulverized into biochaff. Biochaff is what we're going to keep. Okay. Oh, right. That's what the aluminum plates were for. It's like, why did I have these? Right, we were gonna make these. The crates. We needed. This was the six, wasn't it? Let me double check that before. Aluminum crates. Assembler. Nope, it was a one. Glad I checked. All right. And we'll just take the first one of these to use for with all of this setup. And now we should hopefully not have to worry nearly as much about saplings. Would help to have cables though to actually power everything. Let's run times two. Yeah, times two 10 cable will be fine. There's only two machines on this line, so surely there and there. Again, we're just going to do this for now. So compressor to here, macerator to not to there. All right, macerator to here, and then there. Auto outputs, auto outputs. Ooh. All right, let's have this circle around to here, I think. Ba, 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 ba. All right, I guess for now we're just going to do this. If this ends up being in the way, I am definitely going to move it though. But for now, that will be okay. Then here is this. Yay. Ow, 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 ow. Item filter, sapling, oak, specifically exporting whitelist. Hmm? Oak sapling. Conveyor. On export. 8 items a second. Oh wait, maybe it's already full. Nope, it filled itself with wood first. Go figure. I'll just put this in my own storage. Alright, so sapling gets compressed into a plant ball, which should then come over to the macerator. I'm just going to make sure this thing works before we leave. And then whenever we get the second plant ball, actually maybe a super chest would have made more sense here. Oh well. Second plant ball, these get macerated, and those should turn into biochaff, which will then go to the aluminum crates. Yes. Okay, that should take care of our sapling problem, for at least the foreseeable future. Now, the unforeseeable future is another matter entirely, but that's a future me problem. So, all right. Now that we have that done, what's next? Maybe we go ahead and try to get these things moved. The question is where? I almost want to have this room be set up just for like big multi-blocks. I feel like that would be fun. You know what? Yeah. Let's figure out walls first and foremost, and then let's figure out that. Um, concrete. I'm not sure I want to do this. Concrete powder. All right, we would need to be able to basically produce these. Which, to be fair, we could. We would literally just need to forge hammer cobblestone into gravel. And as for sand, that is easy enough. That is forge hammering gravel into sand. Works for me. So literally, we just need two forge hammers and that. Oh, that's going to be two anvils, though. Oh, that is going to be pain. But we could use that to start like mass producing concrete for actual building. Huh. Before I do that, let's see. Is there anything here that would just work really well as a wall? Because I don't think there is. Not for the aesthetic that I'm going for anyway. Da, 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 da. This would be the closest, the layers, but I don't think that quite fits. Here, oh, arrayed bricks. Nah. You know what? Yeah, let's set up cobblestone. Let's set up uh, concrete. All that means is that we're gonna need a bunch more iron. What's new? Uh, we also might want to actually consider another rock breaker. What did I need for that? Uh, forge hammer, right? We're gonna need, oop, right? We're gonna need two forge hammers, and then we're gonna need a rock breaker. Hmm. And then we're going to need the actual things to make it. Concrete. White concrete. Chemical bath. So we're gonna need one of those. Hey, first one of those that we're gonna finally make. And then we're gonna need a mixer. All right. Wait, let's make sure there's nothing that's, going to be MV. We seem to be fine though. Cobblestone through the rock breaker. Yes. How much EU is this actually? Ba, 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 ba. So that's going to be 7 EU into a forge hammer. Actually, hold up. Let's do this instead. Oh, we can mass produce stone as well. Fun. And as I, oh, oh, that's HV. Once we get to HV, there's some things there. Woo, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, so concrete. Anyway, so that's 7. Each forge hammer is going to take 16, so that's 32 plus 7, that's 39. Yeah. And then the actual mixer is going to take another 7. So wait, no, okay. Let's do 32. We have 32. Then we have 14, 21. So we're going to need basically 2 amps of LV in order to power this. All right, 2 amps of LV. We can do that. Uh, bu- 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 So, oh, those anvils are just looking really painful. The rock breaker, we have pretty much everything for this already on hand. Chemical bath. Hmm, we're gonna need a bit more tin. You know what? Maybe it makes more sense. Let's just start mass producing items and actually getting all of this finished before we start trying to do anything else. That probably makes a little bit more sense, to be completely fair. As much as I want to progress, right now we just need to actually focus on getting resources and all that. Speaking of, how's the miner doing? Oh, also speaking of, this is done. No, keep working. We're also gonna need to tear down that at some point or another. Miner is done. Yay. So let's move it on to the next place. Here, there and there, there and there. Let's do this and there. Okay, so where to next? How much silver's on this? Nope, wrong one. Silver, silver, silver. We have 79 silver ore. I think that's going to be okay for the moment. So what do we need? Gemstones there, garnerite, limonite, copyright. Hmm, yeah, we could use some more copper. Always use some more copper. Uh, ba, 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 ba. Coal, graphite, redstone, zeolites, redstone, almandine, iron, magnetites. Where can I find copyright ore at? Copper, tin vein, and then copper vein. Uh, oh, zeolites. Is there anywhere else you can find zeolite at? No, which means that is where we're going to want to mine at. Because it should, theoretically, have what we need. I also really ought to think about trying to invest in an elytra. Zeolite, zeolite, zeolites. Here. So, have this. Let's double check, just to be safe. Cal Copyright and Zeolite. Nice. And Wheelgar and Cassiterite. Hey, this seems like a pretty solid vein. Alright, miner to there. Oop, chest to here. And that's Acceptor not to there. Right, Acceptor goes on top of the miner. Blast tube to there. Oop, turbine to here. Cable, cable. Cutter, cutter. And oop, here we go. Nice. Oh, yeah, let's clear you out. Yes, look at all the steel. Probably gonna throw more aluminum in there next. No, let's actually get some silicone going again. Do I necessarily need to? No, but it's gonna be nice to have on hand. Silicone. That's gonna need gallium arsenide. Right. How much of that do we have? Not a lot, actually. We may want to think about trying to get some more of that sooner rather than later. All right, whenever. Actually, no. There. Oh, sifting machine is still going. Love to see it. Oh, are you working? Yes. Okay. And it looks like we're down to the next set of crushed. So, what's the next crushed thing that we're gonna want to get through? Crushed almandine, cobaldite, galena, magnetite, nether quartz tetrahedrite. You know what? Let's do the tetrahedrite next. Right? We need the copper. Boop. Well, speaking of, though, looks like we're going to have quite a bit from all of this. That's iron dust, siderite dust, and we can put up the stone dust, just to make sure this stays somewhat clear. Alright. Alright. Next set, we can throw in the cassiterite. There. And then as soon as that finishes, we can grab all of these. There. Alright, nice. I do want to double check on my power production, as I am slightly concerned with everything running. Now, I've calculated it all out. We should be a-okay, but, you know, it's always a concern. Oh no, in terms of Steam, we have too much. No, we don't. Oh. Oh no, am I still voiding wood tar? I am still voiding wood tar. No, 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 no. The fact all of the benzene things are still running is a testament to how crazy effective it is. Because we are out over here. Uh, all right. So with that done, what's next? Uh, Not a lot, I suppose. We're just trying to gather up some resources. Uh, so, hmm. Oh, is there any chance that we're getting? Nah, we only got the flawless. All right. All right, here's a question then. What else can we do with this? What else can we do with the silicone? That's going to be nice to know. Obviously, solar panels exist. CPU, integrated logic, sapphire lens gives us ULPAC. What do these do? Oh, needed for a medium to high voltage transformer. Needed for MV dynamo hatch. Needed for MV energy hatch. Oh, it's also necessary for the 16K ME units. All right, all right. Interesting. Ultra low power, integrated circuit. Let's see. Furthermore, we could run a cyan, but there's nothing else for cyan. Get a simple SoC wafer. What is this even used for? Oh, right, it's used for the 1K that needs the EV tier. Hmm, interesting. All right, what else? So the Emerald gives us RAM wafers, which allow us to have the 4K and are used in this assembly line thing alongside circuit assembler for a number of higher tier things. Hmm, interesting. Very, very interesting. We might want to start thinking about automating components as well. Like we have an automated motor set up for whenever we need it, but I just don't think we're going to need it. Instead, at least not right now. Rather, I think it makes a lot more sense to like do the circuit boards maybe. Hmm, I'm not sure. Let's see. Anything in here? Nothing in particular. Oh, right, the crates. Yay. Yeah, that's really it. And I mean, this is still going strong. All right, here. What can we do with ashes? We have quite a few of them. I know we can centrifuge them, right? We can send them through a chemical reactor for fertilizer. We can centrifuge them to get various other things. You know what? Well, let's run them through the centrifuge, see what we can get. Ash. We'll just start with a stack. There's some more chemical reactants. And you can also throw the plant balls over here. Speaking of, how's this doing? Oh, wow. It's actually going a little faster than I had anticipated. Though I figure that will slow down whenever we get through all of the saplings in there. And it's just wood. All right. We could also start looking into getting diesel, I suppose, but I don't see much of a point in going for diesel, given that, we're doing fine as is. Hmm. All right. Hey, we're getting tiny piles of various things. Then quicklime, soda ash, potash, magnesia, banded iron. All right, you're doing fine. That's doing fine as well. This is like just totally full. Oh, wait. You're totally done with, huh? Wait. Oh, wait. Why are you disabled? Okay, I have no clue why that was disabled, but that makes a lot of sense. All right, what else can we use polyethylene for? Right now, that's one of our most abundant resources. It can be solidified into chips, blocks, bars, and sheets. It can also be used to create a number of things here. LM capacitor, LV machine hull, right, all the different machine hulls. Text plugin, GUI proxy plugin. What? Don't know what any of these are for. Right, the various duct tape, wireless transmitter, needs MV things, and then, yeah, wireless digital interface, central monitor. Okay, right. Oh, it can be used to make battery hulls. Interesting. Oh, it's required to make battery hulls. Interesting. You know what? I feel like I'm just kind of floundering around right now. I think I might just call it here. We ended up doing a bit more than I kind of expected. Um, yeah, overall, it's been pretty good. Probably gonna be taking a little bit of not. I'm still gonna be streaming. I'm not just gonna go dark again. Hopefully, anyway. But it's not gonna be daily streams. That has been a lot of fun, to be fair. Definitely have gotten a lot done in, recent times. But there's other things I'd like to do. So, yeah. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. And until next episode, take care. And I will see y'all later. See ya.